Hey gang, Kevin here, Life22, and we're taking you on a magical mystery tour to my favorite pet peeve intersection in our fine Badunk town. It's one word, Badunk. It's like when you drop something out of your trunk. Badunk. So, this is the infamous Walmart intersection. Not this one here, of course. But it's this beautiful one coming up. So I have to yield to these cars coming. I have plenty of time. We're gonna go through and we're gonna hit this intersection. So I follow it here. If I'm going straight to Home Depot, I go straight. If I'm taking a left to Walmart, I'm going left. If I put a right, I'm going right to AMC. Most people do is if they're coming from Walmart or they're coming from BJ's, they got their stupid left turn signal on. They put their left turn signal on and then they immediately whip the right turn signal on, or they just keep their left on. So you don't know what they're doing. It is one intersection. We're gonna go around to BJ's. We're gonna hit that angle as if we were going into Walmart. Okay, folks? So this is a pretty simple one. This is a pretty simple intersection to go through and to see what you're doing. That guy didn't even want to mess with it. Anyways, so we're going through. We're coming out by AMC here. We're taking a right at this main drag and we're gonna go through. And you can see right up ahead, you got a minivan with their left turn signal on and dollars to donuts. Yep, now immediate right into Walmart. See, look, and they put their right turn signal on. I here am approaching. No turn signals. I'm going through the straight option because the left option takes me to 417. The right option takes me to Walmart or Home Depot. And now I'm immediately taking a left into an aisle. And you're supposed to signal when you're going through here, but most people don't anyways. They have no concept of the rules of the road to begin with. But that is my favorite pet peeve intersection. That intersection boggles my mind to no regard. Like, you can't, there's no like double left-hand turn. Like my left-hand turn is flickering twice as fast, which usually means that your left turn bulb is out. But it usually means, so usually you can catch a pile of good ones, right? But it's literally the cross from coming from Walmart or going to Walmart from AMC is where most of the idiots put their turn signal on wrong. So like when you're on the other side of the intersection, you're using the intersection as you're supposed to, you can see what people are doing. Like this guy's got his left-hand turn signal on, so I can take a left. Oh, wait a minute, because they're going straight, they're going to strike me. And who's gonna be at fault? The person false signaling or the person who also went at the same time because they both could go in the intersection at the same time? And I probably would end up leaning towards the person who tried to share the intersection with somebody else because technically only one person at a time is supposed to go through an intersection, at least in New York. And most people like share the intersection with as many people as possible, and that's, you know what I mean? Like it's okay, but if that other, you know, but the other person was also false turn, it's a toss-up, it's a coin toss. And but I think that the person who's sitting out there flagging down other people with their turn signals incorrectly should have something to say for themselves. So they should be held accountable. This is very Sweet Daddy Walsh, return your shopping cart or die mentality, and like people that block side roads. I feel like we should all carry crossbows behind our seats. So, you know, oh, look at that. Somebody just blocked an intersection. Boom. Now you have a flat tire. There's a crossbow bolt sitting in it. I think I get a little carried away with a little road rage when I'm driving. But the problem is that, like, if you don't know how to drive, you shouldn't be driving. Like, if you don't know how to cook, don't be in the kitchen. If you don't know, unless you're helping somebody who knows how to cook and they're aware that you're helping them. Like, if you're not a mechanic, then what are you doing in the mechanic's garage? Unless you're there just to pick up your vehicle because you've been flagged to be in there or you're getting something. These are the, like, if you do not know how to know the rules of the road and do not know how to interpret them in different situations, then you should not be on the road. And that's all there is to it. Like, if you go to a new state and there's like some little rule you didn't know, like you can't turn on, no turn on red. You know, like that means no right-hand turns on red lights. And they usually, in New York State, there's an unspoken, it's assumed that there's right on red unless otherwise specified by a sign. we start giving people too much signage, that's when we start feeding into like how stupid people really are, just like we learned with the yield signs. And you don't need to put up yield signs wherever there are wherever you don't need to have a yield sign. You're giving people too much signage. They don't have to stop for a yield sign. So if there's no reason, so there's literally no reason to even slow down for that yield sign that we talked about in a previous video. Like, they're just, all you're doing is breeding more stupidity and allowing more stupid drivers to be on the roads, which increases accidents. It's like not regulating deer populations. Guess what? If they're unregulated, they left unchecked, they overpopulate, and then they start flooding into roadways, and then more of them are killed each year, not by natural causes, but by automobiles. So by actively having regulatory hunting measures and things like that in place, and promoting young people to get into hunting, because otherwise they're just going to die on nation's roadways. And that means most people are meat eaters, and most people, that is just a waste of food. And so now all of a sudden, like, we have to like spend so much more effort, you know, raising cattle and other things like that, when you could have eaten what became roadkill. Similar things like that. All we're doing is breeding idiocy. So, idiots out there, there's nothing really to do. Like, you almost need like a flagger out there for like a month just to train people. Like, this is a straightforward intersection. It's a little offset, so straight. Go straight at Walmart. You don't need a turn signal if you're going from BJ's to Walmart. That's it. This is a pet peeve rant of mine. I've been meaning to do it for a very long time. This is like when I did that one about a crossing guard years ago, because he was just a miserable old man and just would always just like get grumpy with people, and you know, and you could tell he wanted to flip people off. This is one of those, but that's a quick tutorial on how to use the goddamn Walmart intersection. Thank you. We'll catch you guys next time. Life22.